For the good of the people, the United States creates departments to oversee different industries in the homeland. Until the attacks on the World Trade Centers in New York, a department to secure American protection had not been necessary. After the horrific September attack in New York City, the Bush administration and Congress worked to create a department to protect the homeland of America. With the passage of the Homeland Security Act by Congress in November 2002, the Department of Homeland Security, or DHS, formally came into being as a standalone, cabinet-level department to further coordinate and unify national homeland security efforts. For the first time, the American people had a department responsible for protecting them in the U.S. DHS helped many Americans return to a state of consciousness after the attacks. The world is an ever-changing, egotistical machine capable of limitless proportions. As Americans, the strongest gift this country can give someone is freedom and security. America provides prominent security from unique and diverse cultures willing to strive for a belief. The new terrorist organizations in this world are plaguing innocent countries. To defend these attacks, American Homeland Security cannot cease. In 2001, a terrorist organization known as Al-Qaeda infiltrated America's borders and set out to denounce democracy by organizing attacks. Americans, shocked by the attacks, became fearful for their lives. America's defense systems plan and prepare for attacks like this every day. Yet, Islamic extremists were able to penetrate lines and plan a ruthless assault. Homeland Security faces a tough task going into next year. ISIS reportedly gains new members each day and pins them against the U.S. and other countries. Potential radicals lurk in camouflage across the U.S., and DHS can barely prevent it. DHS focuses on internet searches and phone calls of suspicious U.S. residents. Illegal as phone tapping might be, it is a method of DHS effort to keep America safe. Homeland Security needs to take more control over the internet and locate potential radicals. As more countries deny rights to poverty-stricken citizens, America has an even greater appeal. Thousands of immigrants are fashioning themselves into American culture each year. A majority of the immigrants living here are illegal and have breached U.S. borders. These immigrants are not known to the U.S. and could be planning an attack to terrorize America. To limit these illegal immigrants, laws must be made and border patrols must be upgraded. Speaking with Jeff Speed of the Owensboro Police Department, he elaborates on the problem DHS faces in the U.S.
One of the potential threats that we have is the war refugees that are coming from Bosnia and other places. And a major hub for relocating them is actually in Bowling Green, Kentucky. In fact, there's mosque and things that's been built in Bowling Green, and their population has increased by close to 10,000 people. And a lot of that is through the placement of war refugees that have been relocated and settled in the United States. And they're placed in different communities, and career centers are helping find jobs and help educate. And the trouble is federal agencies and the FBI and Homeland Security trying to do actual background checks on people from other countries as they come into our country.
All right.
So there's safety concerns in my mind with who we have coming to the United States.
Okay.
And the time it takes to do a quality background check and the difficult aspect of getting to the nuts and bolts.
Radicalization lurks in the halls of the world and predominantly in the Middle East. An Islamic extremist group known as ISIS condemns different faiths. ISIS influences vulnerable people in the world to join their movement. As technology advances, ISIS pinpoints more ways to convey their message. Internet sites like YouTube become a portal for ISIS integrators. YouTube allows radicals to hypnotize individuals into creating an overseas army. Two individuals that came under the spell of radicalism in 2011 and cultivated the notorious Boston bombing were the Tsarnaev brothers. In Owensboro today, efforts are taken to go after immature radicalists. Mr. Speed also comments on the mobile command terminals that are created and used here in Owensboro to help send information to Homeland Security. Information such as criminal analysis and data trends are sent to the state and on to Homeland Security through the mobile command terminals, he says. As kids are introduced to the web, more kids can become vulnerable to radical videos or websites online. There are a few steps Americans can take to limit these possibilities. First, kids or young adults have a duty to ask their parents on an issue online. Second, Students in middle school or high school around the country are bystanders to an action taking place. Students in schools need to become more aware of your friend's activities as he or she is acting strange. If you catch the problem before it arises further, a friend's life could be spared. It's time to find a solution and focus on radicalism here in the United States.